I have no idea if it's gonna sound a little bit different. I'm slightly sick, but I also just got Invisalign. I feel weird, but I don't know if I sound weird. Anyway, hello again, YouTube. You guys, we're gonna be creating the Among Us Crewmates, and we're starting off with a crew member. You can just type in crew in Scribblenauts Unlimited, and you'll actually get this. But dude, you might be like, hey, we've already made these. What's up? Yes, you'll recall that episode, if you saw it, was only about, well, just over 50 seconds long. With that, we don't really get to go into detail, like talking about taking off all those limbs, putting over a kiwi, the fruit on the body, and then we'll take the worm, the middle body piece right there. That'll get us started. But also, you know, we read the fun facts, the background information, and all that stuff, and we talk about this. You know, if you take the rear part of the firefly, where it would light up, that's actually how you would get the Among Us crewmate that looks like Dr. Kendo, sort of, you know, like I did that kind of fake avatar at the beginning. Here, wait, let me show you. Yeah, that guy. He's looking sus, man. We got chalk. Of course, you want the writing piece of chalk. You know, it's gonna come up with several options for you right there. We're gonna put it down for the legs. Now, this is just, it's like, to me, the Among Us Crewmates and Scribblenauts, that artwork, it just goes so hand in hand. Now, obviously, it's not like this exact carbon copy or whatever, but dang, do we get close, man. We're gonna name this Among Us Red. Now, obviously, if you saw the Speed Create episode, I would say, rather than seeing this full one right now, you knew we created a bunch of other colors. So you can just take that template and do it whatever color you want. We got the properties editor right here, and this is where you can edit health and what your character sounds like, all sorts of behind the scenes things. So I like to read background information and fun facts whenever we get to this part of the creation every single episode. So look, most of you know what Among Us is, but if you're somehow in the dark, it's a multiplayer game developed and published by Inner Sloth, and it was released on June 15th, 2018. Yeah, 2018, with little mainstream attention. It wasn't until 2020 that a slew of popularity came through for the game because of well-known content creators who played it. There was even a sequel announced, Among Us 2, but just 1 month after that announcement, the team actually made a new announcement, just to mention that they'd be instead shifting their focus to improving the original Among Us rather than making it a sequel. When I was younger, you know, when the dinosaurs walked the earth, my neighborhood had a number of kids around my age that would play the game called Werewolf, or at least maybe our own variant of it, which is essentially the real-life party game called Mafia, right? Among Us was apparently inspired by real-life games like that, which is fascinating to me, and if Among Us was anything like me back then, in real life, dude, I was the fastest kid in the neighborhood. No one would be able to catch me at all in Among Us if any real speed applied to it, although that doesn't really solve the problem that I have of extreme nervousness. Even when I'm not being called out, you know, it's like, yo, Red is looking sus. Meanwhile, no one's even said my name, and I'm Blue over here shaking and freaking out. Okay, it was me! So in the scripting, you guys can really do the kinds of, I guess, behaviors and scripts that you would want, because there's so many tasks in the game that eventually we probably would get bored of scripting all of those. One of the things you can do if you want somebody to be able to, I guess, replicate, like, let's say a knife stabbing, if you're the imposter or something. It might be like, whenever this object loses or gains health, then it'll wait a set time. After that, shoot a projectile, which is a knife, then wait a set time again. One of the other things that we did was, whenever this object moves near another object, and you can do things like a test tube, for example. You know, these are things that can mimic the tasks, by the way. At least that's what we're gonna try. God, I really feel like I'm speaking so weird. This is my first day with Invisalign too. Anyway. So you see, they're all just trying to basically investigate that, the test tube right there. I think we had to do the general category of chemistry for that to appear. Now, for example, here's one for like the computer, you know, if you're gonna download the files and things. I essentially, God, you see that they're knocking the computer all over the place. This level was not the best one to kind of demonstrate things. It was the best for looking like Among Us, but it was not the best for demonstrating. There's no gravity, so everything's just kind of floating around if it gets hit by somebody. But yeah, then you would just express an emotion, like one of the ones you saw on screen. This is just a little bonus now. Some of you guys may have seen, of course, on this channel, it was also picked up by Gaming Bible. They actually made a post about this, but I did like a 3D photo cube. It's almost like I guess a diorama, a scene from Among Us using our Scribblenauts art. Now this is the light box right here. You guys may or may not have known we created all of those things in Scribblenauts Unlimited. You can actually see that beyond, like up on the top of the light box, as well as on the bottom, there's just sort of a rectangle that fits the parameters, the measurements of each side. Those were the creases where we folded it over after we printed it out on paper, gave it that kind of 3D look. But yeah, you guys got to look at all of the crewmates here. Feel free to click an end screen on screen to be taken to another video. I've got like 39 weeks of Invisalign, you guys. This is not going away. I'm just hoping I get better at speaking with it. And thanks for viewing. I've been down the road